Yo, we covered who has the coolest pressure, but now let's look at the coolest mix in the game. Future Nova here, and this video is actually partially edited through before the 1.38 patch, but then Sparking Zero came out, the patch came out, and with that update, not a lot of mix-ups have been changed, just a couple here and there, so this video is still valid. Just remember that if you see a couple of differences here and there while you're watching. Enjoy the video. This time we'll focus on 50-50s, which are basically when the player uses an offensive tool, give them access to two different hit options that land at the same time, usually a high or a low. The most common one is with Super Dash plus Assist, where you can late air dash high or land low. Defenders need to guess between the low or high block since it's too fast, making it unreactable and can be both defended against as it hits simultaneously. That's why they're 50-50, since you have a 50% chance of guessing right, and they're also 4-way mix-ups that bring it down to 25%. So there are a bunch of ways with Assist to get either a true mix or one with a gap, both usually revolving around characters with a quick low like with 2L, so some can't really mix. The true way is when the whole string is gapless and the assist locks them down all the way, usually needing more specific setups. Gap ones have a vulnerable spot right before the mix like with Super Dash 1, but that's where some pressure aspects come in to discourage them from mashing and abusing the respect. Either way, the moment the mix starts, there's no real interaction like with pressure, they just need to guess. Which is also why I like pressure more, but today I want to talk about the characters that are able to layer these mind games and showcase the coolest mix-ups in Dragon Ball FighterZ, whether they're unique or just visually pleasing. One more thing to cover real quick is a change FighterZ had where they gave super jump properties on ground as special, so if a special brings you airborne you can float around or fast fall. This used to have to be manually timed, whether at the start of a string to super jump install your string with a down, up, plus L input, or with a Tiger Knee special after stopping. Although it used to be cool, I don't want to focus too much on this type of mix because now every character with a grounding special has access to this universally. So what does cool mix even look like? He was in the pressure showcase, but Goku Black's back to quickly show how mix-ups can be layered. He has two main 50-50s, both being true with EX teleport, float left-right mix, so already being unique because of a left-right, which can be actually stronger than a high-low due to being harder to guess on reversals and stuff if you mistime the mix, because their input comes out in the opposite direction. But you can also choose to appear on the flow if you wanted to, so while you're guessing high, he hits you with a low. Or boom, even with a grab if you're thinking left or right. He has another meterless one needing higher blocks to work as both high-low options hit at the same time, but because it's slower it gives them more time to set up to guess, and boom, this cross-up comes into play as an extra layer to mix them up. These mix-up concepts work for his level 3 situation anywhere on the screen with a meaty EX teleport, which you can also cross up, appear bottom, and he even has spark base on top of that, appearing further away to counter the spark. As you can see, yeah, he has 50-50s, but also ways to layer them and tailor them to different situations. Even some mix-ups kind of guaranteeing a hit, like that cross-up one that no one is expecting, so who else is like that? Since we spoke about left-rights, it's only right that Janemba makes the list next. He has some teleport mix-ups with assist appearing left or right, so having a quick load doesn't matter. This left-right works with his level 3-2 at the right spacing, don't matter if you're in the corner or not. He can do this off his IAD to appear on 3 different sides, top left, and bottom right. With more blocks on, you can do this aerial true mix with floats to layer things, even adding air dashes into it. Teleporting is already really cool, but the fact that you can layer this with a back teleport to bait things like a spark on a level 3 mix, use a grab, mix in double teleports for fun, and even add in his orb for some solo teleport setups, that makes Janemba a definite contender for having the coolest mix. It's like Goku Black's but meterless with more options and better looking. Just look at this animation. Speaking of left rights, we got to include Trunks with his flips. This one requires more technical skill to determine where exactly the flip lands, but with assist you can set up a whole 4-way mix-up, that 25%. With overheads or just using his quicker 2M low, but it still be mixing. Auto combo can also set up this true mix if they're in the corner and you want them to get out. And of course you can get this off his level 3 solo as immediate with the right setups mid-screen, even though most people just end up dropping it. And you can air dash after this too, layering the flips, which can even help the simple flip mix up, although it's not as effective. It's just so cool when done right because of how visually tricky it can get to keep track of and actually requires skill to do with the input timings. Also, RIP to Trunks' main's fingers, cause what are these inputs right here to try and be deceiving? I'm mixing myself, bro. And in sparking, he can get this auto combo left-right 50-50 with his specials, which is so goddamn unique. Now 18 has to come in the discussion since we bring up left-rights and level 3s. Her level 3 anywhere on screen sets up the most ambiguous left-right in the game, making her level 3 one of the most valued currently. Most people start to layer her low in, her unreactable command grab, and even 17 calls that can act as bait. Now level 3 mix-ups aren't true, they're just solo meaty safe jumps, but being a left right makes it so that if they guess DP reversal, they have to guess the right side anyways, which applies to any of these left right Oki mix-ups, making them deadly. She's not just about that though, she has a super cool 17 Oki setup that basically makes her invisible for a super jump ID 50-50 on top of the layers that you can't even see. And then when they start trying to reflect the Oki, you just bait that shit out. And then block strings with 17 while mid-screen even with super jump ID floats. Yeah, these mix-ups got sauce for real. Base Vegeta's level 3 is already extra cool since grabbing before it gives him more frame advantage to actually get his mix off. This gives him a 4-way mix-up mixed screen with the right setup. Even in the corner you can get this high-low but layered in with a nice spark bait. But he also has some cool mix mid-screen with his disc similar to Super Dash Mix. Pressing down angles it down to bring him lower to make the high-low tight, and holding up brings it higher, which can be layered for a cross-up, which most people don't even know is a possibility. On top of his knee mix that you can also angle with, and a true string to prevent them from interacting at all with a lot of blocks and assists. I mostly just like how his level 3 can be enhanced with a grab to get amazing mix. That's just so unique and, again, cool! GT Goku, this fella brings out a weapon, the Pogo, for his mix-ups. He can do a simple one with 2S plus assist into J1S or 3S with different timings to left or right them as like this instant fastball option. He has an even meaner mix with more blocks on by doing 2S holding back to stop his momentum from going forward, and then air dashing to get the left right, although I could never get this cross up to land consistently. But he even has some high-low options by setting up 2S plus assist plus J2S holding 6 into the air dash or land low, which is just J1S in the corner. It's just sick how he's the only character that can use a weapon to move around, and the different momentums and angles and timings can all be used to mix all around, left, right, top, bottom, don't matter. Like Trunks also has a weapon, but that's more so like a prop for combos, not really a tool that he'd be using like that. So GT definitely got the extra points for creativity. Okay, Piccolo is more on the low-key side, but let me show y'all some mix drip. So we all know how he has this amazing DR crush elbow ting, and that special can already be a mix in itself, but bruh, holding it to just get the dash is where the drip comes in. After his level 3, he can make it so that he either stays same side or appear on the other side with a tiger knee L elbow, and it's so hard to tell. Using an attacking special just to displace yourself and then mix is just fire. And of course my boy is the original Hellzone. We all say Hellzone mix-ups because of him. With assist and everything, he can layer the elbow too to seal the corner. Also, this isn't really mixed, but the orb thing to get even more options while locking down Oki is fire. Time to transition away from left rights. Let's talk about fuzzy mix-ups. These are cool in itself because only 3 characters can do this: SSJ4 Gogeta, level 3 Gohan, and Golden Frieza. Let's start with Gogeta. So unlike the other 2, he always has double air dashes, and we all know this fuzzy setup, which can be used after his level 3 for a super unique true string high-low with a 2M. I don't think I need to explain why it's cool, but bro, even against reflex, additional highs, throwing grabs, sheesh. He also has a double air dash high-low, which is an easier 50-50 to time. With assist, you can get these mid-screen for a 3-way fuzzy mix. This air dash cross-up is insane, by the way. Fellas are not ready for that. Or just layer in your double air dashes to mix as well, and he has his JS to make hit confirming more consistent. These mix-ups can also work from Super Dash as well, so you can layer that universal mix like nobody else for real. Goku can kinda get these mix-ups in a more simple manner, but he has to reach level 3 first. And Golden Frieza can only do the corner setups because he's way too fast mid-screen with his IEDs, and again, you have to go golden for that. So Gogeta 4 being unique with all this hang time definitely earns him a spot here. Another GT character, Baby has a unique level 3 situation too, since the right combo gives him the corner in which he can mix off of. They actually altered Baby's level 3, so when you hold down, you can get a mix-up 4-way anywhere on the screen, which kind of kills the creativity since you no longer have to go into a creative ad combo, but you know, it's still worth mentioning. But besides that, the real reason he's here is because of this tool 6H. It has insane blocks and that lets him tag out into a super jump high-low. And he's the only character that's able to set up 50-50s for everyone else by tagging out. Even though there is some counterplay, it's a very unique situation that makes Baby a team player for that. Boy is a real one. Speaking of helping the homies, Kid Buu has always had the best assist to mix, coming in at 57 frames of block stun. Now there are others with a lot of blocks on too, especially after having multiple assists added to the game, but he's always been known to lock down fellas for the universal true 50-50. The way the assist locks them down in itself is cool, using a piece of his body to hold them down, on top of his own built-in mix-ups with his special for a high-low, or even on a smaller scale with this extra high normals that can be cancelled into a low. Kid Buu is the OG embodiment of mix and had to earn his respect by being on the list. Rhyming accidentally? Videl has insane pressure with her normals and Saiyaman, but her 50-50 mix-ups are also mad unique. She has this M-flip left-right mix, also stealing the corner, or a high-low version with 236 LM, where you can actually stay outside the corner by pressing H after the flip. After showing them this move is supposed to steal the corner, this is very trippy to see. Or just using the EX version for a true high-low. And she can even use Saiyaman to increase the blocks of assist for a fake 50-50, or sneak in things between the calls to catch people off guard. She's a very low-key mix-up monster that I actually wish I had shown off more in my pressure vid. What am I doing? Dun 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 dun! Gotenks has a lot of mix-up from simple things to Beyblade left-rights, but the coolest thing of all is Ghost Oki. You're sending up 4 ghosts that you can control in order to time a meaty and then jail the rest into a mix. Bro, you get 2 mix-ups. 50-50 at the beginning and then with a follow-up auto combo for another high-low. So it has layers on layers. If they block the first one, they're not blocking the second one. Even though it's simple, it's just so unique how this setup works, from the jump back to the technical inputs and the JH flow thing, just fire. Being able to lock down Oki and 50-50 up from it, individually controlling 4 ghosts, come on bro, this is elite mix at its finest, creativity maxed out. Speaking of locking up on Oki, Zamasu's Blades of Judgment is considered the best Hellzone setup ever because it's still advantageous even after all the reflects. While this gives him simple mix on its own, when you add in his flight into it, you get layers with the dashes. Even with assist, you can flight whenever for a high-low, layer it with dashes and even cross-ups. You can also turn into flight mode from his slash specials too, which make it easier to set up true string 50-50s. So this whole special mix on top of pressure tools, auto combo tick throws, etc. guarantees Zamasu's spot on the list. Going off with the Oki, Nappa avoids it entirely by guaranteeing mix-ups with the right setups. What makes his mix-ups the most brutal is that you never know when the mix even starts, so when do you guess? I'm gonna link in some random clips I found online of the craziest, most creative setups that will guarantee a hit. He has endless setups from anywhere that are also just visually trippy. It's crazy because even if they guess right, planning the Cyberman with the right inputs allow you to pressure with it afterwards too. And again, some of these mix look unreal, like a for sure hit mix on the first try. Even the Nappa players have trouble trying to remember it all. He ends off the major list, but I still want to end off the video with some honorable mentions to highlight strong and notable mix-ups. Before then though, here are 2 more characters I kind of want to highlight. Majin Buu was heavily in the pressure section, but bro, check out these fat toss 50-50s, come on now. They're literally insane, kind of giving off the same vibes as Nappa Cyberman, and he also has true 50-50s with cartwheel and stuff. Last time Future Nova is gonna come interrupt this video, but boy, the change they did to Majin Buu's assist, where the fat toss can actually give other characters with their own setups of restands, which make it super unique. I think that's another really cool mix-up that y'all should keep in mind, for real, for real. Only thing is that it doesn't really work with everyone. You see here how it works with Android 18, here it works with Janemba's Orb, so there are some options out there. Ginyu is someone I thought he had a lot of different mix-ups, but they're all more so fake, I guess, besides his birdie one, leading to a pretty dope 50-50. But he does have other mix-up tools that are hard to block, like this 5H side switch one, all very hard to block, but like it's not exactly 50-50s, but it is interesting how he gets to summon the force to just layer on layer use. Now, Cell's left rights aren't as cool as the ones that we've discussed, although it's still worth mentioning since he is kind of the OG level 3 left right fella by controlling the special, holding 4 to hit same side or 6 for a cross up. Also, his perfect attack, that's a multi-purpose tool that has flow property for that type of 4-way mix up, but I don't know, I feel like he's definitely at the bottom of the left right cool spectrum, but you can't just like exclude him, you know what I mean? Live Code has insane pressure and just 2 key mix-ups. She can super dash plus assist mix mid-screen, which like very few can do, since usually the low wouldn't reach unless it's a slower or with 2M or something. And she can set up this level 3 to make it seem like you're in the corner, but leaves a small gap in there for herself to mix you in. That one is kind of saucy, man. Same thing with Tohan, solid 50-50s with his legs and EX Lariat, but what I personally find really cool is his left-right. Between an instant JL confirm or using his bomb to bring it back that looks like he's about to IED. Besides the one that used specials and teleports for the left-right, he has the coolest tool for his same side, since that bomb does look like he's jumping and trying to cross you over. Blue Vegeta has a few mix-ups where it doesn't even look that cool in my opinion, but this grab one is pretty fire even though it has a big gap. Since who else can set up a grab mix that can connect if they try to reflect or something for that high-low mix? So if they stay crouching, they have to guess high-low, and if they're standing for that reflect, they get grabbed. This mix also gets extra cool points just because of the aura. Roche has a couple of cool ambiguous dash through mix-ups with some flip layers to further pressure with. Gogeta Blue has a lot of specific mix setups, but just having multiple ways to get into his high-low 50-50, and we've seen how effective Gogeta's mix can be. There's also like Kefla and Bardock who has effective ways to set up high-lows, but I want to end off with some cool, specific, unique ones. There's Cooler's J2H mix. This is an instant rising J2H that actually hits cross up for some reason, which is an insane mix from staggers, especially in Spark. Even though it has a very tricky timing and doesn't work with everyone, if you don't know this exists, you're getting hit 100% of the time, every time. There's Tien when he's in Sparking, where he can go for this instantaneous Tiger Knee high chop or continue with a low. Visually, it's not that crazy besides being super fast, but Tiger Knee inputs and Spark together, it's always dope to see that. Krillin with some specific combo routes can set up his level 3 to hit very high on the way down, where he has way more frame advantage. This gives him more time for his 50-50 to hit, more cover, more visual noise so they can actually see what's going on, and it's a very creative way of altering his level 3 to get mixed. Also being able to throw in that after image strike to get the corner, bro. Can't lie to my boy, there's some heat. Yamcha has this setup, a Wolf Fang into tag, then a cancel special to mix as Yamcha lingers. Works with Zamasu's flight like we showed earlier, and a few other characters that can skip the landing recovery things, kinda giving Baby 6H vibes, but with a special so it's not as cool, but still cool that you tag out for the mix, you know? To conclude the vid, man, I'm not gonna lie, I left my pressure one a bit more open-ended to stir up some more discussion, but wanted to make the mix-up version a bit more meticulous with key mixes that I find to be the most dope. So I want to know, what is your favorite mix-up in the game, why, and let me know if other characters should have gotten more screen time in this video. See y'all next time. Peace.